Still have a bit of fight in you.
So I had always thought that Agent Florida from Red vs. Blue was a very simple story, very simple character. In the first 5 seasons, they had mentioned that something tragic had happened to Florida. That's why there was only 49 agents instead of 50. And then in season 10, they decided to show us that Captain Flowers of the Blue Team on Blood Gulch was actually Agent Florida in disguise, protecting Church, who was the Alpha. Now, I assumed that meant they would come up with some death story of, him dying in combat, so no one would question.
We'll need a good cover story to explain his disappearance. People will wonder what happened to Florida.
Leave that all to me.
And in the background, on a computer screen, we see a map of the United States, and the state of Florida comes off the map and just falls apart and disappears. To me, I always thought that was simple. Visual representation of each agent, and as they died in the field, the state would fall off. Now, I've seen several people talking about how that's kind of ridiculous for whatever reason.
Wonderful. They're all idiots.
I feel like that's a pretty valid way for someone to keep track of agents named after states. But this is somehow an internet joke. I don't know how it started or why it's going so big to the point where there's entire forums talking about it. But apparently, the most popular theory and belief of this is that Project Freelancer actually destroyed the state of Florida. I'm not even kidding. There's a lot of people who actually think Project Freelancer, the program designed to save humanity, actually blew up a state on Earth filled with people.
Would you be so kind as to leave me your pistol?
I can't believe that that's actually a theory. I don't know how people could misunderstand that.
I don't believe it.
I think that's pretty over the top. I always figured, that was a visual representation of all the states, based off of all the agents. Now, why would they have it already prepared on that screen to destroy a fucking piece of a fucking continent? Just so that people don't realize that this one agent is missing out of all the agents. Why didn't they do that with Texas or any of the other agents that fled? I don't know what firepower they would have to do that, or why they would even find that logical. Possibly a joke in the season 1 through 5, but in season 10 they had gotten to a tone that really it would make no logical sense to destroy the state of Florida. Clearly, Agent Florida's name was removed from the roster, and that was a visual version of it. I don't even know why this is even a debate.